United Nations Development Program, and I will be the presenter of the program. Today, we are honored with the presence of honorable representatives of the ministries in Turkey, Uganda, and Bangladesh, and we are delighted to be here to watch SDG Impact Accelerator's awesome startups presenting their projects after a successful Accelerator program, together with all of our partners, the project team, the mentors, and you, our distinguished guests. I would like to welcome Her Excellency Ambassador Ms. Esen Altuğ, Director General for Multilateral Economic Affairs of Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Republic of Turkey. Honorable State Minister Zunaid Ahmet Palak from ICT Division of Bangladesh. Dr. Maxwell Timonapa, Director of Science, Research and Innovation, Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovation of Uganda. And Ms. Louisa Vinton, Resident Representative of UNDP Turkey Country Office. Let me brief you on what to expect of the program in the next hours. We will be starting with the presentation of acceleration teams, financial inclusion cohort for Bangladesh, and digital agriculture cohort for Uganda. Followingly, there will be the opening remarks by the program's honorable partners. Then we will move on to financial inclusion cohort, team selected for implementation phase, announcement by Her Excellency Ambassador Ms. Esen Altuğ, and Honorable State Minister Zunaid Ahmet Palak from Bangladesh, followed by digital agriculture cohort, team selected for implementation phase, announcement by Her Excellency Ms. Ambassador Ms. Esen Altuğ, and announcement by Honorable Dr. Maxwell Timonapa. Being in such an accelerated atmosphere, full of enthusiastic people in our virtual room, I would like to give the floor to our accelerator leads for starting of the presentation for both cohorts. Ece and Mehmet, floor is yours.
Thanks a lot, Jada. I would like to start by saying when we started this program, I was excited for the unknown, meeting and working with the startups from all around the world and focusing on Bangladesh and Uganda, two countries I have never interacted with. I had high expectations, and I'm happy to say that my experience throughout the program passed my expectations. The teams that we had the opportunity to work with are already experts in their domains, and I believe that they have huge potential to create impact in Bangladesh and Uganda. I'm honored to be part of their journey and wish all the teams best of luck. I don't want to take much time. I know everyone is excited. So Mehmet, the floor is yours before we go to the pitches.
Thank you, Ece. Just to add a few words to what Ece said, probably the best part of this experience was sharing this time with our wonderful teams who are all working to create impact around the world, and especially these two countries. We've come to an important milestone in this program where we first started interviewing the teams back in January. We had the pre-acceleration team program with them in March and April, and finally the acceleration program in May and June. And now we're ready to select the teams who are going to move forward to the implementation. Now it's time to view their pitches. We're going to first start with financial inclusion and then move on to the 5 teams for digital agriculture.
Hello everyone, my name is Shubroto Kumar. I'm founder and CEO of Bhalo Social Enterprises. I'm pleased to present an implementation plan for SDGIA and beyond for scaling up Bhalo's business and impact in Bangladesh. We all do our groceries. As we walk into the superstores, we see high quality product availability. There is high level of product and brand awareness. If not, we have so much of information at our fingertips. And at the checkout, we can use our credit cards to avail low-cost credit facility. But that's not the case when it comes to farmers in Bangladesh purchasing farming essentials like seeds, fertilizers, chemicals from the retail outlets. Millions of farmers in Bangladesh cannot use high quality farm inputs because of unavailability, lack of know-how and reliable advisory, and higher cost of availing credit facility. This results in lower production and income, affecting their livelihoods and well-being. This is where we come in. We offer curated high-quality farming inputs, reliable advisory and services, low-cost credit and insurance facility, which guarantees higher production and income for these farmers. We make money from a commission earned on the sales of the farm inputs, as well as a fees charged to the farmers for providing advisory and credit facilities. Our business model, we essentially connect high quality farm input suppliers with the farmers through exclusive sales agents and logistics hubs. These sales agents visit, promote, sell, advise, and manage transactions with the farmers. At the back end, the logistics hubs work as a fulfillment center for the orders generated by these sales agents. We are deploying an ERP and CRM application next month for the sales agents to digitize their operation. There are 16 million farmers in Bangladesh. Considering $500 annual spend, this represents a market opportunity of $8 billion. By 2027, we are targeting to serve 5% of the farmers and capture 1% market share, which translates to $80 million US. Our main competitors are the local retail outlets, as well as Syngenta, which runs a network of franchise retail outlets in Bangladesh. And there are startups in India as well as in Turkey, which have gone to scale by offering inputs, advisory, or inputs and finance. Here is our team, myself and Mridul Chaudhary. We have 30 years of combined experience of working in the agriculture, financial services, and technology industry. We have already partnered with leading players from the livestock industry, as well as crop industry, as well as from the financial services industry. I'm an Acumen Fellow, and we have been accelerated by YGAP, an Australian nonprofit supporting social enterprises. Our partner companies, ACI, Godrej, and Renata, have witnessed a 5x growth in farm input sales. We have clocked a revenue of $225,000 in the last 2 years, and with a 17% gross margin and a decent credit recovery. Our agents have on an average earned $200 average monthly income. We have served 1,500 farmers so far who have reported 50% increase in income. Here is our strategy for scaling up, or the implementation plan. We're going to target small and medium farmers engaged in livestock and crop production, as well in the north as well as in the southern parts of Bangladesh. We're going to offer farm inputs on cash and credit, along with incentives and loyalty schemes. We're going to strengthen our sales agents network, as well as set up Bhalo branded retail outlets and offer home delivery services. We're going to partner with Shadhin Fintech, a P2P platform, as well as commercial banks and NBFIs to offer off-balance sheet lending to our farmers. We're going to strengthen our tech capability by deploying an e-commerce platform and call center, as well as hiring key management staff. We are asking for $100,000 from SDGIA, which will be used for tech development, agent and outlet setup, management team, and working capital. In addition to that, we are expecting SDGIA to connect us to impact investors, help us partner with banks and financial institutions, engagement of an impact and sustainability mentor, dissemination of Bhalo's work in global platforms, and setting up Bhalo's overseas entity in Singapore or Turkey. Here are our impact milestones. We're going to reach 1,000 farmers within 4 months, and out of that, 100 will be via Shadhin. We will offer $50,000 worth of farm inputs to farmers and earn a 20% gross margin. We will offer $25,000 worth of farm inputs on credit, and $5,000 of that will be through Shadhin. We expect that our farmers will increase their productivity by 30%, and they will also generate a 30% increase in income. By increasing farmers' production and income, we are contributing to SDG 1, 2, and 3. And by creating access to women, we are contributing to SDG 5, and by creating income opportunities for rural youth, we are contributing to SDG 8. We look forward to your support and consideration for scaling up our business and impact. Thank you.
Greetings. My name is Rahul, and I am the CEO of Fundfina, an embedded finance platform that is spearheading cash flow-based lending in emerging markets. Having launched in India in 2018 and served 500,000 MSMEs, we are launching in Bangladesh soon. Who are we solving the problem for? Meet Khushi, a middle-aged micro-entrepreneur in suburban Dhaka who's looking for additional avenues of livelihood. She's typically asset-light and works as micro-retailer for FMCGs and MFS, but she doesn't have enough capital to run business. Neither does she have any collateral or imprint on credit bureau. She nonetheless aspires to meet planned and unplanned needs for business. This is an over $2 billion recurring opportunity of funding CMSEs growing at 18% annually. So what's our solution? Fundfina has developed an open platform offering cash flow-based financing using indices. Our mission is to provide access to affordable finance, markets, and technology to some small businesses. Our data indices TrueScore identifies volatility in cash flows to enable enterprises to offer on-demand financing, merchant risk, for Khushi. In a nutshell, we enable any brand or enterprise to become a lending company. So, how are we delivering this solution and benefits? We embed our offerings with digital enterprises such as SureCash and Sheba on the demand side, and with financial institutions such as BRAC and IPDC on supply side. CMSEs benefit from increased turnover and credit footprint, while enterprise partners benefit from increased turnover and retailer stickiness. Simultaneously, financial institutions get access to massively underserved CMSE segments at optimum risk reward ratio. Our business model provides good margins through lending and data revenue with a low cost customer and data acquisition using API first approach. We leverage the agent network of our partners to provide last mile offline support where needed. With each enterprise partner that we add, our access to MSEs grow exponentially. And the team that is building Fundfina has a cumulative experience of over 100 years from diversified fields of data, credit, technology, and institutional sales from across the globe, be it London, Houston, Mumbai, Bengaluru, and soon in Dhaka. We have achieved significant traction and financial inclusion impact. We have generated 800,000 true scores and originated 20 million working capital loans for 500,000 MSMEs, over 90% of them new to credit customers. In the last 12 months, we have grown 15x in user serves and needs met. Our momentum will carry on in Bangladesh with the potential to impact 1 million plus CMSEs. By bringing new to credit micro merchants within mainstream financial services, sustaining employment, enhancing income opportunities, and providing equitable growth to local businesses. At the same time, we will provide a model to innovate at scale in terms of alternate credit market infrastructure. As we accelerate our mission to serve 10 million CMSEs over the next 5 years, we will localize our proven partner-led distribution model. We have initiated our launch by striking partnerships with prominent digital players like SureCash, Sheba, Patao, and lenders to expand digital credit for micro merchants in line with financial inclusion research by UNCDF in 2019. During the pilot, we will disburse 250 to 500 working capital loans, targeting NPA under 5%. The POC will provide template for addressing the 200 million yearly funding gap for micro merchants. In summary, our partners will provide transaction data, Fundfina will generate true score to produce pre-approved working capital offers, which will be distributed by our partners. Funding on the loans is expected to be provided by regulated Bangladesh lenders with guarantees facilitated by Fundfina and its supporters such as UNCDF. Close to completion of our pilot, we will decide to form a local Bangladesh entity in preparation of scaling up our marketplace in 3 phases over the next 3 years, as we prepare to serve 300,000 CMSEs while fulfilling a credit gap of 200 million annually. We would need 46K during the pilot period. Where we need help is to identify lenders to participate posting default guarantees and support to solve for compliance and eKYC processes. Thanks for listening. We look forward to your questions.
Good evening, my name is Mehdi. I am the founder of MyCash. MyCash is a startup for the migrant workers. We started in 2016 in Malaysia. Over the year, we have served around 350,000 migrant workers. Estimated there is 200 million migrant workers and they send $750 billion a year home. And most of them doesn't have access to the bank account. So still they cannot use online services and they need to go to use the traditional over-the-counter services. So we wanted to change that. That's why 5 years ago, we started an app called MyCash app. This MyCash app is a super app for the migrant workers. It's available in their mother language. Inside the app, they have all the services they need, starting from remittance, insurance, mobile top-up, bill payment, even air tickets. So, and now we are planning to add microfinance services in this app. Why MyCash? Before that, we want to actually focus on the addressable market. we have a huge addressable market, and most of these our customers are Bangladeshi migrant workers. We have served 70% customers is my Bangladeshi, and 30% is from Nepal, India, and Indonesia. Most of these customers are either in Malaysia, Singapore, or some in the Middle East. Our go-to-market strategy is social media marketing, visit and road shows to their working place and to the dormitories. And also in Singapore, we have experience center in the Little India. So the migrant workers come and visit to us. How it works? We have a very simple plan. Migrant workers just can download our app and do a simple KYC. After that, they actually need to transfer money to us, and they can choose their mother language to do so. After that, they need to create the order inside our apps, and then they can send money to their home, and their families will receive to their favorite bank or other medium, like we are connected with mobile operators and so on. Our business model is very simple. We charge a simple transaction fees up to $5. We also take commission for 5% for mobile top-up and other services. So last year itself, we did 1.7 million transactions in our platform. And we are expecting 2.4 million transactions this year. Although due to COVID and prolonged lockdowns in Malaysia and Singapore, these numbers are a bit less, but still we are hoping to achieve this. GMV wise, last year we did 22 million US dollar, and this year our expected GMV is 49 million. Then again, for COVID, we might do a bit lesser than this. So what is MyCash Financial? MyCash Financial is our extended service for our customers to their hometown, especially in Bangladesh. We want to give up to $2,000 a loan to the family members, especially the females of our migrant workers. This loan will help them to start a small business in Bangladesh, and we will actually help them to go bring this business to B1 actually. Not only the money, we'll conduct workshops and other services so that they can do their business more effectively and become a successful one. So our implementation plan is we want to start disbursing the loan next year. We already have started some process of register a legal entity in Bangladesh and consult a legal advisor. We are also talking with some of the investors who can actually lend us money, and we hope that with the help, and also we actually hire 2 persons, one CEO and one COO. Both of them are very experienced financial person in Bangladesh. So our impact role is to help the migrant worker families, and even first year we are hoping to establish 400,000 SMEs in Bangladesh. So we have a big team of 25 people located in Bangladesh, Malaysia, and Singapore. We are also looking for $1.2 million funding at this moment, mainly to actually expand our services in Bangladesh, Singapore, Malaysia, and also in Qatar. So last year, we also prized by our Miss Indrani Raja, Second Minister of Finance in Singapore, for helping for our effort to help the Bangladeshi migrant workers. We are fully licensed financial institute Singapore, Australia, and we are a QFC company in Qatar, and we are getting a banking license soon in Malaysia. These are some of the awards we have received, some press and media we have received so far, including BBC, Deutsche Welle, and so on. Thank you very much. Please feel free to send an email if you want to know more about MyCash or MyCash Financial. Thank you very much.
Shadhin is the Bangla word for freedom. At Shadhin FinTech, we want to provide financial freedom to Bangladeshis. I am Shad Man, one of the co-founders of Shadhin FinTech. 60% of Bangladeshis do not have access to credit. Not only that, it takes a long time for Bangladeshis to receive credit, and there are costs and risks associated with that credit. As a peer-to-peer lending company, we connect borrowers and lenders. This enables borrowers to get funding quickly through an online and digital manner and in a transparent manner as well. It also enables lenders to get competitive returns, short-term options, diversification, and ability to invest in something socially impactful. While the higher and upper middle class of Bangladesh is served by banks, the low income served by MFIs, we have a 90 million, 60% of the population that are unserved. These are middle and lower middle income population who are looking for $250 to $1,000 loans for education, for medical bills, for home improvement, for salary reduction, for working capital. This market makes up $9 billion. We want to target 4 million of these customers with an average revenue of $15 per customer and a 6% market penetration to reach to $2 million in the coming years. If we look at the market, there are players like digital lenders who have relatively quick and easy process, but very high fees. You have MFIs and banks who have medium to low fees, but have a very, very long and complex process. At Shadhin, we want to have a quick and easy process and medium to low fees. We have 4 key financial solutions currently in the market: peer-to-peer lending, a marketplace solutions for service provider to get quick, easy loans. We're working with a bank to provide a product loan to teachers. We're also working with a company to provide early wage access for salary-backed employees. Our tech advantage comes in 4 fashions. We leverage computer vision to classify bank statements, NID, utility bill through machine learning. We have a world-class web and Android application that enables borrowers to apply for loans easily. We have credit scoring for current borrowers and credit scoring for borrowers with no credit history using alternative data with over 100 plus metrics. We also do a qualitative assessments on our borrowers and are working to have a natural language processing to understand the conversation patterns. Regulatory considerations of key important for Shadhin. We have been in discussion with Bangladesh Bank and have also intimated our business model to them. We're currently in discussion with the Microcredit Regulatory Authority of Bangladesh as well. Lastly, and most importantly, all of our transactions are done by regulated licensed entities, and our policies and controls are in line with Money Laundering Act and Anti-Terrorism Financing Act. Our business model is to generate revenue through origination fees, investor return fees, delay fees, and transaction fees. We plan to target 126,000 borrowers, $15 revenue per customer to get to $2 million in revenue over the coming years. In the future, we also want to drive revenue through credit scoring as a service, having a marketplace for high quality borrowers, and selling our tech and machine learning services, and also insurance and verification services. Over the last year, we've seen very strong early traction, over close to $1.5 million funding requested, $125,000 plus funding disbursed, $250,000 in transaction value. Our loans are also on time, with 90% loans being paid on time, with 40% repeat rates. We want to get to a positive EBITDA in year 4, with year 4 our target being $1 million in revenue. Our implementation plan in SDGI covers 3 areas: brand building, core business focus, and innovation. In brand building, we want to drive customer awareness, target the unserved borrowers like women, rural students, and continue to drive financial education among Bangladeshis. In core business, we want to continue focusing on our women first lending policy with funding to 1,000 plus women, and focus on early wage access, providing 1,300 borrowers over the next 12 months. In innovation, we have an exciting plan with Bhalo to provide buy now, pay later option for farmers. Our ask is $100,000 for over the next 4 to 12 months to focus on brand building, focusing on our core, innovation, and for our tech development. Shadhin addresses 9 of the 17 SDG goals. We talked about the problems that Bangladeshi face, including lack of credit access, long time to get loans, cost of loans, and mandatory deposit or higher cost for borrowers. Shadhin will enable people to move from poverty line to low income, enable better health and well-being, provide better opportunities, enable students to graduate, reduce inequality among women, enable funding to be received in days, also saves times and money and safety of social distance by doing this all digitally. Over the year, we also want to get to a low-cost model and a higher flexibility. Lastly, we know the negative externality of borrowing and people being caught in the debt cycle. We want to monitor and educate borrowers to ensure that they're not caught in the debt cycle. Thank you very much for your time, and wishing Bangladesh to be financially Shadhin.
Hi, I'm Abhishek Bhattacharya, a co-founder of Whirl, an agri-fintech startup solving the distress sale and the post-harvest financing problem for small and marginal farmers using innovative warehouse receipt finance. The diversified founding team behind World comes with 40 plus years of cumulative experience in areas like debt syndication, commodities, blockchain, and other IT solutions. Post-harvest distress sale due to temporary mismatch in localized supply and demand and lack of stock holding capacity is a harsh reality for small and marginal farmers. Seasonal price behavior of 10 years for the two largest crops of Bangladesh bear testimony to the same. Even when the prices are high, like current jute prices, farmers are not able to get their fair share of prices. Warehouse receipt finance helps farmers in fighting this menace by allowing them to defer the sale and simultaneously provide liquidity against stored commodities. This helps increase farmers' income by 25 to 40% and also creates a secured loan portfolio for the banks in the agricultural space. The WHR financing model is very simple. Farmers deposit their harvested crop in a bank-approved warehouse, and after verification of the same, a bank provides loan up to 70% of the crop value. Globally, the first application of blockchain in agri-financing and Asia's first and the only asset-backed lending platform on blockchain, World's solution has two elements: the fintech lending platform and the e-trading marketplace. World's unified platform covers the entire life cycle of a farmer in post-harvest activities. World uses blockchain technology to create a trustless network of banks and warehouses, thereby enabling a secured and risk-free lending platform for the lenders. The fintech lending app connected with the blockchain enables real-time borrowing for farmers. The farmer can later use the app to sell their produce across any regions, all from the comfort of their home. Our solution helps the farmers with access to low-cost finance as well as helping them to get fair share of price at their doorsteps. Further, World helps the banks in unlocking capital with better risk management and business expansion at significantly lower cost. Not only that, the online platform can be used by governments to monitor warehousing and use real-time data for better food security and subsidy management. India's largest blockchain platform, World, is currently live in 1,400 warehouses, having tokenized more than $500 million worth of commodities while serving 4,000 plus farmers. We work with the government, banks, and credit bureaus with a credit line of $300 million for lending to farmers. In the last 6 months, we have already disbursed more than $2 million worth of loans, and the platform has won accolades both in India and internationally. Having successfully implemented our solution in 5 states of India, World is looking to implement its solution in Bangladesh with the help of SDGIA. In Bangladesh, where agri-credit share is much below the sector's GDP contribution and post-harvest segment receives less than 1% of total agri-credit, warehouse receipt finance can be a game changer by leveraging country's 21 lakh metric ton strong agri-warehousing infrastructure. Our implementation framework for Bangladesh will involve an umbrella network of warehouses, lenders, and banks. We are already in partnership discussions with 2 largest financial institutions such as Bank Asia and Wave Foundation. During the pilot phase, we will work with osh rice and jute that will be harvested during the next quarter. Starting with 3 warehouses in the pilot phase, we expect to lend $300,000 worth of loans to 300 borrowers. Pilot is not the only goal of World, and we are here to create long-term change in the way post-harvest financing takes place in Bangladesh. For us, implementation is a long-term commitment, and during the next 3 years, we will be expanding our network to 150 warehouses, benefiting 25,000 plus farmers with cumulative loans worth $25 million. These help create long-term impact in increasing farmers' income, thereby creating better economic growth, reducing poverty and hunger pangs, helping economies achieve SDG goals 1, 2, 8, 10, and 17. World's innovative use of cutting-edge blockchain technology in post-harvest segment, our product readiness, and the ability to create broad impact across spectrums of technology, credit, markets, and humankind make us the strongest candidate in the cohort. Thank you, and we are looking forward to immense support helping us convert the farmers' dreams as well as our vision to reality in revolutionizing the post-harvest credit scenario in Bangladesh.
My name is Igual Joseph, founder and CEO of Agro Supply, farm input by mobile layaway. 1 billion people are small farmers across the world. This is the world's biggest industry, but mostly operated by the poor people. This picture you're seeing here are taken from different countries, Uganda, Rwanda, Kenya, and India. These farmers have almost the same problem. You can see and know that a farmer in India almost looks like a farmer in Uganda. What's the problem here? About 326 million Africans live in rural area. They have little or no access to financial services. Most of these people are smaller farmers. In Uganda, 28 million Ugandans live in rural area with little or no access to financial services. And most of these people are smaller farmers who need financing for agricultural inputs. What is Agro Supply offering? We have developed a simple layaway system that helps smaller farmers save agricultural input during off-season to be able to get seed, fertilizer, and other tools when the season starts without taking them on credit. And how does this work? We have deployed identification code. That farmer used the code for saving. It's called their layaway identification number. A farmer saves by either buying the card from an agent called the Agro Supply Scratch Card from one of the agents or using mobile money digitally. How does it work? You just dial star 284 star 43 as the USSD code that cut across any network. When farmers are finished making payment, Agro Supply deliver the seed, fertilizer, and other tools that farmers have paid for during planting period. Well, our business model is simple. We have developed a tool that helps smaller farmers finance agricultural seed, fertilizer, and other tools. We're doing last mile distribution of this input to the bottom of the pyramid. We're training smaller farmers on best agronomic practices and connecting them to market. The beauty is that we don't charge farmers on using this system. We simply take between 20 to 25 commission on every input that we sell to these farmers. The agricultural sector in Uganda is really big. This is Uganda major economic activity, employing about 31.5 million Ugandans. Out of these, 26.3 million are smaller farmers living in rural area. So the agricultural sector is really big. There's a big opportunity in this sector. Agro Supply has gotten some growth ever since inception. In 2019, we onboarded 6,850 farmers. We generated about 100,000 USD in revenue. Last year, we worked with 15,000 smaller farmers, generating 250,000 US dollar in revenue. This year, we have a target of working with 25,000 smaller farmers in Uganda and generating more than half a million US dollar in revenue. And by 2023, we want to work with 50,000 smaller farmers and generating more than 1 million US dollar in revenue. With all this growth, our impact goal is really simple. We want to increase productivity at the bottom of the pyramid by 100%, increasing smaller farmer between $150 to $300 per season. We have competitors. They are competitors because agriculture is a big market in Uganda. One Acre Fund, Quest Digital, Amway East Africa, all these competitors are giving input to smaller farmers on loan, charging them 19% interest per season, others 12%. And their seed generation is actually lower than Agro Supply. Agro Supply is simply using a layaway payment system with zero interest, only charging smaller farmers, only getting commission from smaller farmers on input. The price of our input mostly is the highest is $2.0 per kilo, and most of our competitors are charging higher than that. Our germination rate of the input we supply is 98%, and none of our competitors in Uganda compete with that because we're importing seed from one of the biggest seed companies in Africa. When you talk about the team, we have enough team, young people working as agronomists, developers, village agents, managers, software developers, and software engineers. We have about 8 full-time staff supported by 130 village agents across Uganda, and we are still going to hire even more. We're looking for 350,000 US dollar. Out of this money, 150,000 has already been committed. This money is coming in terms of grant or convertible debt. We're looking for 100,000 from SDG and UNDP as a grant. This money will be used in scaling Agro Supply to smaller farmers in Uganda, developing new saving materials, and also marketing and sales. These are some of the partners we have worked with. This involves seed companies, grant funders, and investors. Thank you so much for listening.
Hello, I am Ayan, founder and CEO of Boardlock Web Services. Is your coffee ethically sourced? How can you be sure that the coffee that you drink has no labor abuse, food fraud, or negative environmental impact? That's what opaque supply chains could potentially mean. In the Uganda coffee value chain, almost 40% of businesses are led by women but lack access to resources and hence lower productivity and quality of output. They earn 44% lower revenues compared to their male counterparts. Only 30% of smallholders produce VSS certified coffee. Capacity building, certification, and efficiency, especially for women and youth, could unlock additional $90 million in exports by 2024 and closing the gap of the government's vision of 20 million bags by 2025. With Boardlock Web Services, we provide a blockchain SaaS platform that ensures end-to-end transparency of these opaque value chains. It's a three-step approach. Onboard and verify farmers and stakeholders to ensure accountability, compliance audits on the blockchain for producing VSS certified coffee, and finally tracking the coffee production batches increases visibility and efficiency. This data on the blockchain is auditable, verifiable, tamper-proof, and shareable across all stakeholders. We have a transactional revenue model for agri-businesses and development organizations. We do not charge any fee from farmers or cooperatives. With this solution, we provide last-mile visibility, access to credit and markets for farmers, whereas end-to-end traceability and supply chain efficiency for agri-businesses. This increased visibility enables economic growth, social development, and environmental sustainability of the value chain. For the pilot, our goal is to unlock the revenue potential by building an inclusive, sustainable coffee value chain for 1,000 farmers, 10 cooperatives, and tracking 10,000 bags of coffee in the Mount Rwenzori and Mount Elgin region, and also having a backup location close to Kampala if COVID lockdown prevails. A sustainability assurance partner would be SureChain, and we've already secured local partner interests for implementation from New Cafe, who's already supporting more than 1.5 million farmers, and other proposals from Einstein Rising, Bit Capital, and Bringo Fresh. Our budget for the pilot is $95,000. Our long-term vision and impact is aligned to the government's vision of 20 million bags, widen the scale of impact to 100,000 farmers, and tracking 1 million bags of coffee. We predict 15% additional gains for farmers through this program via the support of traders, roasters, and exporters, and extend the same model for tea and vanilla. For the implementation, we'll replicate our experience and bring our ready-made model from Tanzania, where 36,500 tea and coffee farmers are being provided with access to credit and a wider market. The platform fee would be around 3% of the export price, but certified coffee would result in 15% additional gains across the value chain. Our company is serving global customers in the coffee, tea, jute, and olive value chains across Europe, India, and Africa. The company grew at 75% CAGR with cumulative revenues of $600,000 and being supported by leading accelerators and partnerships with government research organizations. Our core team has business, finance, blockchain, and technology experts supported by a curated board of advisors like Anselm, coming with more than 20 years of experience in sustainability assurance. We are impacting across 8 SDGs, empowering women and youth with equal access to technology, providing economic growth via access to credit and wider market, supply chain traceability, ensuring efficient structures, and harnessing public-private partnerships like with UCDA for the platform's success. According to the ICO, 30 billion additional cups of coffee can be produced globally by closing the gender gap and women empowerment. Each one of us is entitled to chemical-free, poison-free, and nutritious food at fair prices. Our mission is to create sustainable food chains where the farmer is at the center of the ecosystem. Would you like to join us in building this traceability platform in Uganda and empowering women and youth? Thank you.
We at Flamingo Foods want to provide access to food for all homes in Africa. Did you know that every third child in sub-Saharan Africa still suffers from malnutrition and hunger? Food price volatility is one of the reasons for this. You can see here the corn price in Tanzania that suddenly can increase by 2 or 3 times compared to normal years, and one of the main drivers are climate extremes such as droughts. We believe this problem can be solved. Rice and corn alone is a $7 billion USD market annually in Eastern Southern Africa. We use data such as weather forecast, satellite observations and market prices for our own analytics. We have our own supply and demand estimates, price forecast and a logistics model that are then used in our operations. We have our own storage facilities, a processing plant and the transport infrastructure to bring the food from the surplus to the deficit regions. We have more than 7 years of research experience in this field, and this allows us to tackle the food insecurity before it happens. As an example, you see on the right-hand side a seasonal weather forecast issued in 2019 for the next season that allowed us to bring in food from Tanzania, where there was abundant rainfall, to Zambia and Southeast DRC. We have strong external support. We participate in several Accelerator programs, winning awards, research funding and grants. And our team consists of Leonard, who is a serial entrepreneur in the food and IT sector, Adrian, who has a lot of experience from the retail and logistics industry, and myself, a weather and satellite expert, currently a researcher also at Stanford University. Our supply chain is vertically integrated, covering almost the entire chain from the farmer to the consumer. We started in 2014 as a small students project. In 2017, we built a factory in the surplus region in western Tanzania and have been growing since. Our traction is shown here. We stored last year 700 tons of rice. We are currently milling more than 1,500 tons per rice per year, which is equivalent to feeding a small town, with a total sales of above $500,000 USD. In the last 1.5 years, we expanded to DRC, Zambia, Burundi, and Kenya, and with your help, we would also like to expand to Uganda. Our analysis revealed several market inefficiencies that we would like to address in this project. Uganda is a net surplus country for beans. This year there were favorable weather conditions in one of the key producing regions around Mubende that will create a good harvest. On the other hand, there are several regions in Tanzania, such as Mwanza and Dar es Salaam, that have deficit in beans. If we look at rice, it's the other way around. Tanzania is a net surplus country, and there were excellent harvests in the last 2 seasons that led to low competitive prices. Uganda, whereas, has a deficit in rice with relatively high prices. In the SDGIA project, we would like to create a win-win situation for both countries. We will buy beans from Ugandan farms and bring them to Tanzania and sell rice to Tanzanian rice to Ugandan consumers. Our value proposition for the beans producers is that we will create a consistent market access at a fair price, and the rice off-takers will benefit from access to affordable, high-quality rice. The involved stakeholders are shown here. We will source from different types of producers and sell at the customers listed here, as well as to different relief organizations as shown here. And there are also different governmental agencies that are involved in the entire process. We already started the implementation, got the relevant information on the export and import procedures, partnered up with one of the cohort participants, Nampia Farmers Market, and additionally secured 4 beans producers, 3 more rice off-takers, and 3 transport companies. In July, we would like to deliver our first rice to Uganda. In August, it would be the first beans transport from Uganda, and in September, we'll set up the company. In October, we'll be fully operational, transporting both products for trucks per month. Our budget requirements are shown here, consisting of the legal setup, the market developments, the necessary working capital, and the equipment. The implementation KPIs by the end of the year for this project will be a revenue of 720,000 USD. 500 tons of beans will be purchased from 7,000 Ugandan farmers, generating a revenue for them of 300,000 USD. We will have delivered 700 tons of rice to 80,000 Ugandan consumers in these deficit regions. And we would like to ask you to join us to fight hunger. We address several important SDGs. We reduce poverty and hunger. We increase resilience against climate extremes, and we create rural jobs and economic growth. Measuring this, by 2024, we will have distributed more than 60,000 tons of food to 5 million consumers. We will give market access to 380,000 farmers in surplus regions and generated 33 million USD income for them. This will help to reduce food price volatility and increase food security. Will you join us? Thank you.
Hello everybody, I'm back from Fall Farming and this is our presentation for the implementation stage of the SDGIA program. To quickly summarize the problem we are focusing on, Ugandan climate is very suitable for cultivating many types of vegetables. However, quality vegetable seeds are in short supply and only 15% of the farmers has access to them. Moreover, the already scarce seeds are wasted because the germination is very low due to poor irrigation and fertigation, pest infections and diseases already at the germination stage, and the overall low quality of the nursery practices in Uganda. We want to maximize this germination rate so that the rare quality vegetable seeds can be utilized completely and Uganda's vegetable productivity increases. We think that our farm management software is the tool to achieve this. Our software can remotely connect to any electronic hardware such as irrigation and fertigation pumps, fans, or sensors by only using very affordable communication equipment to automatically monitor all factors that affect plant growth and to control them to provide the optimal growth environment for the plants. This provides up to 95% savings on water and fertilizer, 80% saving on manpower, and 100% increase in harvest yields compared to traditional field farming. We are planning to utilize this technology by building automated greenhouse nurseries for the Ugandan government and several NGOs who are the seed providers, so that they can germinate those seeds with high yields and supply smallholder farmers with seedlings instead. An acre-large automated nursery can produce over 4 million high-quality seedlings per year, which can be used to cultivate over 600 acres of land and produce over 1,800 tons of vegetables. In other words, a single acre can double the productivity of 300 smallholder farmers. Uganda Ministry of Agriculture, One Acre Fund, and TechnoServe are prime candidates for collaboration, as they're already supplying smallholder farmers with seeds and training. Other organizations such as the Dutch government, Palladium, GIZ, and DAI can also be potential partners. The cost of establishing a 1 acre automated nursery would be $75,000 for the construction, which could be avoided if a suitable greenhouse can be found and repurposed, and an additional $25,000 for building an automating the irrigation, fertigation, and ventilation systems. We are planning to do a pilot application in the implementation phase by constructing a single nursery. In the first month, we are planning to establish relations with the Ugandan government and NGOs to determine the scale of application and the project site and select suppliers and contractors accordingly. We've already identified potential companies for this from Kenya, South Africa, and India. For the next 3 months, we will be procuring the necessary building materials and components to complete the construction or the renovation of the greenhouse. And in the 5th month, we will complete the automation and start producing seedlings at the greenhouse. After establishing all necessary partnerships at the pilot, the business can scale very easily. There are over 1 million acres of land used for vegetable cultivation in Uganda, which directly translates to demand for over 1,600 acres of automated nurseries. Within 1 year of completing the pilot, we are planning to build an additional 10 acres large nurseries by improving the scale of the application with the government and NGOs, and also by starting to provide service to the private sector. In the upcoming 3 years, we are forecasting to build 40, 80, and 120 acres of nurseries respectively. Lastly, I want to show you our team here before finishing. I'd like to thank you all for your time and thank everybody who have helped us at the program until this point. And I'm looking forward to answering any of your questions.
I'm Mark Matov, and I'm happy to be here on behalf of Nambia Farmers Market, which is a farm-to-market disintermediation platform that allows smallholder farmers to use their simple, basic, and feature phones to advertise their produce to food retailers, and the food retailers can also order for the same using our platform from the farmers. And then we do the physical delivery of the food produce from the farm gate to the doorstep of the retailers. And we've been around for some years, as you can see from 2017 to date, when we have almost multiplied our traction 12 times, as our income has grown 6 times. And today I want to present to you two super important opportunities which can really impact and grow our venture. Opportunity number one is expanding our platform so that smallholder farmers can start sourcing quality agro inputs directly from certified agro dealers. Opportunity number two is to expand our distinct platform to allow food donors to begin sourcing relief food to refugees and other vulnerable populations directly from the farmers. These two opportunities are super important and impact-packed, and let me walk you through the statistics. Today, in our current portfolio, over 80% of participating farmers are producing at 60% less than their full potential because they don't have access to quality inputs. For example, the seeds which they can access from their neighborhood are germinating at a 40 to 50% rate, hence low use of compromised quality. So as we secure stable markets for smallholder farmers, we realize that we really have to help the farmers to increase their productivity and production, but that easy access to quality inputs is a barrier, and we hope that the expansion of our platform will help to overcome that. And I want to walk you through how that will happen. If our mobile platform has been upgraded, smallholder farmers and all field agents on behalf of farmers will be able to place their orders of desired inputs directly with certified suppliers, and Nampia Farmers Market will provide the logistics to link the two sides, just like we do currently to link farmers to markets. Then for relief food is also an important opportunity because over 2 million refugees are in the country, and 70% of these refugees while in their camps cannot access quality fresh food. As that is true, of the relief food that is expensively imported into the country by relief agencies like UNICEF and World Food Programme, 40% of that food doesn't reach the intended beneficiaries because of poor management and lack of transparency among the logistical teams. In addition to that, during this COVID era, the demand for relief food has skyrocketed, but the government paper vouchers are risky for cross-contamination, while large crowds of people can increase the spread of the virus. So we want to mitigate that problem by expanding our platform so that food donors can now digitally define lists of beneficiaries to Nampia Farmers Market, and then we can transparently deliver the relief packages to beneficiaries through a network of community shopkeepers. The way it will work is that after receipt of the lists of beneficiaries from the donors, Nampia Farmers Market will generate passcodes from the platform and share them with the donors, the beneficiaries, and the community shopkeepers from whom the beneficiaries shall conveniently pick their relief packages after presenting their valid passcodes. We believe that we will make relief food cheaply and sustainably sourceable from local farmers. After the implementation, Nampia Farmers Market will be an integrated business whereby, in addition to the current 40% markup that Nampia charges food retailers for logistics of doorstep delivery, Nampia Farmers Market will charge a small 15% commission on farmers for input logistics. We also charge a 60% markup on food donors for logistics of food relief to the beneficiaries. And that will be also in addition to the $100 that we intend to engage input suppliers as annual subscription. For the two opportunities, we have an ambitious plan of implementing them in 3-4 months, and within 5 years after rolling out the integrated platform, the results expected will range from 40% more monthly additional revenues for 50,000 farmers to 100,000 refugees and vulnerable population being locally fed by local farmers. And for that implementation, which will not be a fresh development, but rather an upgrade of our current platform, Nampia Farmers Market seeks a one-time investment of $135,000, of which $15,000 is already committed. Awaiting that implementation is a team that is committed to uplifting livelihoods of fellow Ugandans via agriculture. With our track record of scaling our logistical solution in agriculture, we are very much positioned to achieve profitable food systems, as our vision remains to be the largest, better quality and better priced agri-food traceability hub. And I thank you so much for supporting us through that.
thank you all the teams for the pitch videos. Before our opening speech start, I would also like to mention Turkey's ambassadors to Bangladesh and Uganda are among us. His Excellency Mustafa Osman Turan and His Excellency Kerem Alp. And I would like to invite all the project partners for a family picture. So if you can just turn on your cameras, we would like to take a family picture. Thank you very much. We would like to now carry on with our program, and I would kindly give the floor to Ambassador Ms. Esen Altu for her opening remarks.
Thank you. Mr. State Minister, Mr. Director, Madam UNDP Resident Representative in Turkey, and also happy to see our ambassadors in Uganda, Mr. Kerem Alp, and in Bangladesh, Mr. Mustafa Turan. Dear partners, dear startups, we have today reached the demo day of the SDG Impact Accelerator second phase. I warmly welcome you all and thanks for the informative presentations. Funded by the Turkish government, second phase of the accelerator focuses on finding innovative solutions for digital agriculture in Uganda and financial inclusion in Bangladesh. This project, in fact, is a reflection of Turkey's humanitarian and enterprising foreign policy. As you will recall, the first phase was focused on technology-based solutions for refugees in Turkey, nearly 4 million, the largest number in any country. These potential solutions will contribute to achieving some important SDGs, which we hope will have positive impact and can be scaled up globally. We also believe that SDG-IA provides a model for multi-stakeholder partnerships between private and public sectors, including international organizations. I know it is a most exciting time for the 10 teams who were chosen and have completed Accelerator program. As we will be announcing the final 4 teams selected for the implementation phase today, we join, of course, your excitement. I am informed that the 6-week acceleration program was quite intense. Mentoring was provided from the global mentor network of the Accelerator, including investors, founders, private sector professionals, and public representatives. The SDG-IA talks, which hosted 6 prominent experts on issues such as impact, entrepreneurship, agri-tech, fintech, also enriched our program. So I wish to thank the experts and mentors for their valuable contributions. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the second phase was implemented totally on digital platform. While this was an additional challenge, it was a good example, in fact, of how SDG-IA could adapt to new challenges. We all recognized during the pandemic that startups with their innovative ideas have become more prominent than ever. Similarly, financial inclusion and digital agriculture emerged as important challenges that needed to be tackled with priority. I hope the innovative solutions by our teams will have positive impacts on the ground, including the large refugee populations in Uganda and Bangladesh. As our Minister of Industry and Technology, Mr. Mustafa Varank, has underlined, our goal is 10 Turkish unicorns by 2023. Since the pitch day in April 2020, Turkey now has its third unicorn. Today, entrepreneurs are striving to build businesses that make a difference. Businesses that make money, but pursue a path greater than just profit. Impact entrepreneurs are rising all around the world. Before I conclude, allow me to thank the governments of Bangladesh and Uganda for their full support to the program on the ground, which was much appreciated. We look forward to the continuation of this support in the implementation phase, which will be crucial for its success. Let me also thank our implementing partners, UNDP Turkey and UN Technology Bank, for their efforts. In a short while, we will be announcing the selected teams for the implementing phase. No matter which team already is selected, I believe that there will be no losers. I wish you all success and thank you for your patience. Thank you.
Thank you, Ambassador Altu. Now I would like to give the floor to Honorable State Minister, Mr. Zunaid Ahmet Palak.
Thank you very much for your kind introduction. His Excellency Ambassador Farouk Kamsi, the Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs and Director for Europe Union Affairs of Turkey, Honorable Dr. Monica Musenero, Minister of Science, Innovation and Technology of Uganda, Luisa Vinto, UNDP representatives of Turkey, Joshua Setipa, the Managing Director of UNDP Technology Bank, our friends from media, and also my good friend, Ambassador Mustafa Turan of Turkey to Bangladesh. Good afternoon to you all. I would like to thank SDG Impact Accelerator for their support to digital agriculture and financial inclusion solutions through this competition as part of their novel initiative to leverage the SDGs to serve complex challenges faced by the bottom of the pyramid. Along with the equity-free grant, I believe all participating teams would highly benefit from the global mentor network of SDGA that include investors, founders, private sector professionals, and public representatives. At the outset, on the 50th anniversary of independence of Bangladesh and birth centenary of the father of our nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, I would like to pay my homage to the martyrs of our liberation war and to the father of our nation, because of whom we have our freedom and our great independent country, Bangladesh. Bangladesh has been only one of two nations in South Asia and ASEAN region to have positive GDP growth last year. This has been possible because of quick shift to digital to support business opportunity in all areas, including government services, education, health, commerce, agriculture, entertainment, and other private businesses during the pandemic. This journey started 12 years ago with the declaration of the Digital Bangladesh vision by the Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. The architect of Digital Bangladesh, Mr. Shajib, was a joy. The ICT Affairs Advisor to the Prime Minister strategized the Vision 2021 to be implemented under 4 pillars or blocks: digital governance, connectivity, human capital development, and ICT industry promotion. The local technology companies, mobile financial services, and startups played an integral role in our crisis response and to sustain our economy during the COVID-19 pandemic. As a result, digital tools are being used efficiently by the government to monitor, track, and to contain the spread of the virus, map hotspots, keep people informed, and also to deliver welfare measures and citizen services. Digital services like telemedicine, live update, self-testing tools, National Help Desk, 333 helpline, e-Nothi, AI-powered chatbot, contract tracer, mobile applications, mobile financial services, digital commerce, digital content, and videos have been making the lives of the citizens easier during the pandemic. The in-house programmers of ICT division developed the vaccine management system, Shurokkha, which is being successfully used for mass vaccination to ensure continuous growth of ICT sector. We are constructing 39 high-tech parks, 64 Sheikh Kamal IT training incubation centers, 300 School of Futures, and 35,000 Sheikh Russell digital labs across the country to ensure that we lead in the era of 4IR. We're building Center for Fourth Industrial Revolution and Sheikh Hasina Institute of Frontier Technology, which will come into operation by 2025. The local startup ecosystem is a key cornerstone of our innovation-focused development efforts. In the last 4 years, we have attracted over $300 million of foreign investment in the startup sector, especially in fintech, logistics, and the digital commerce startups. Bangladesh is the second largest global supplier of online workforce. It boasts of an innovative generation who are hungry for developing the world's most influential startups and tech enterprises in order to utilize the potential of youths, foster innovation, develop an innovation-centered digital economy, and sustain its remarkable growth. We have taken an initiative to set up Innovation Design and Entrepreneurship Academy, IDEA for short, and have established a Startup Bangladesh Venture Capital Fund company to facilitate entrepreneurs with financial support and co-working space to create a favorable and friendly environment for them, to equip them with necessary technical and managerial skills, and to mentor and guide the entrepreneurs for achieving their goals. We are organizing 2 major global events in ICT sector this year: the International Blockchain Olympiad in October and the World Congress on IT, or WCIT, in November, where we expect delegates from over 50 countries to participate. I welcome you all to attend and participate in these events, either physically or through virtual platforms. Given the power of youth driving the growth of our digital Bangladesh, with the visionary leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina and the able leadership and guidance of our Honorable ICT Advisor, Mr. Sajib Wazir Joy, we are confident to keep advancing our nation and be able to achieve higher middle income status country by 2031 and a developed nation by 2041. Finally, I would like to congratulate the participating teams from different countries and wish them all the best. Be digital, think digital. Joy Bangla, Joy Bangabandhu. Thank you very much for your patient hearing.
Many thanks for your remarks, Honorable State Minister, Mr. Palak. Now, I would like to invite Honorable Dr. Maxwell Oti Monapa for his opening remarks. Dr. Monapa? Okay.
Thank you very much. Your Excellency, Ambassador Farouk Kemachi, Excellency Ambassador Esen Altik, Excellency, I'm also aware that the Turkish Ambassador to Uganda is with us. Honorable Minister Zunaid Ahmed Talak of Bangladesh, Resident Representative UNDP Turkey Country Office, Honorable Louisa Benton, the Managing Director, UN Technology Bank for Least Developed Countries, Mr. Joshua Setipa. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring you greetings from the Honorable Minister of Science, Technology and Innovation of Uganda, who sends our deepest regret because she hasn't taken office formally She has been sworn in today, and that is the instrument, the action that makes her effective the minister and takes office. But she has guided me to represent her on this very important event. And therefore, I will proceed to read her message. And it says, today is yet another day in this very productive partnership between Turkey, UNDP, UN Technology Bank for Least Developed Countries, when we as like-minded partners journey together and continue leveraging innovative solutions to the challenges that constrain the attainment of our development agenda in Bangladesh and Uganda in the areas of finances and agriculture respectively. I truly appreciate the startup for these very informative and impactful pitches that we just concluded this morning and afternoon. The Sustainable Development Goal Impact Accelerator presents an excellent opportunity in our journey to look for solutions. I wish to thank the team here, especially the Turkish government, UNDP, as well as UN Technology Bank for Least Developed Countries for this beautiful initiative. In Uganda, ladies and gentlemen, just like in most parts of developing countries, there is immense pressure to feed an ever-growing population. This is further compounded by the complex challenges that the agricultural sector faces, especially in light of climate change and the current COVID-19 pandemic, which has resulted in immense disruptions. Sustainable Development Goal Impact Accelerator seeks to address the digital agriculture challenge in Uganda, focusing particularly on SDG number 2, which is World with Zero Hunger, which requires more productive, efficient, sustainable, inclusive, transparent, and resilient food systems. I am aware that the call under Sustainable Development Goal Impact Accelerator was made in November 2020 and ran up to 31st January 2021. This was a universal call for action to every human being around the globe that was built by a multi-stakeholder platform, focusing on empowering systems, entrepreneurs, and innovators who are providing impact at scale. I am informed that the call attracted over 1,000 applications from 74 countries. Some Ugandans are among the selected 20 startups for the pre-accelerator phase. I congratulate them. I wish to take this opportunity particularly to congratulate the 5 startups in digital agriculture that we have listened to this morning, namely Flamingo Foods for farming, Nampia Farmers Market, Bola Web Services, and AgroSupply for making it this far. However, I'm aware also that only 2 startups out of the 5 will be selected for the implementation phase. I believe the other 3 are also capable of creating impact. I therefore implore our partners on this platform to consider more support so that the remaining 3 startups that have made it to this acceleration phase are supported so that they can bring their innovations that will impact the communities. I have no doubt that with this kind of engagements and commitment by different stakeholders on this platform, the envisaged SDGs will be attained as desired. Ladies and gentlemen, with the above said and done, I would like to pledge total commitment of my ministry towards this partnership. I will further explore the opportunity to formalize the working principles of collaborations among the different partners, namely the Turkish Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the UN Technology Bank for Least Developed Countries, United Nations, and my ministry. I would like to thank the different teams that have been working tirelessly to make sure that the SDG Impact Accelerator initiative succeeds. In conclusion, I look forward to more of this kind of initiative and continued partnership in the broader scheme of science, technology, and innovation. I say this for God and my country. Thank you for listening to me.
Thank you very much, Dr. Onapa. Now let me give the floor to Ms. Louisa Vinton, Resident Representative of UNDP Turkey Country Office.
Thank you so much, and good afternoon, everyone. It's a real honor on behalf. Oops, I lost my screen. 1 second. It's a real honor on behalf of the United Nations Development Program to welcome our good colleague, Deputy General Altuk, Ambassador Altuk. It's nice to see you again. We met in person when I presented my credentials. So now we meet on the screen, but I'm sure we'll have an opportunity to meet in person as well. And really to thank the Ministry of Foreign Affairs for the honor of also having two of the ambassadors join us. It's really a reflection of the strong commitment of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Turkey to this program, for which we're very, very grateful. And I'm also pleased to greet the State Minister from Bangladesh and Dr. Anapa from Uganda, and to use this opportunity to congratulate Minister Musanero on her appointment. We miss her today, but we're happy to hear that she is nearing the official completion of her of the process for her appointment as minister. UNDP is very proud to be partnering with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Turkey, the governments of Bangladesh and Uganda, and the UN Technology Bank on this innovative approach to finding solutions to leave no one behind in the spirit of the Sustainable Development Goals that every country in the world has pledged to try to achieve by the year 2030. And it's been mentioned already today, when we look at the challenges that the world is facing, with climate change, we can see in the Pacific Northwest causing higher temperatures than anyone has ever experienced, and forest fires everywhere, and torrential rains and catastrophic flooding elsewhere. And when we see today that the world crossed this very grim threshold of 4 million people dead from the COVID-19 pandemic, with people still getting sick and dying around the world, it's clear we need to think differently, more creatively, more collaboratively, and more radically about solutions. At an event I attended yesterday to mark the launch of the new Skills for an Inclusive Future network that's been founded by the EBRD and UNDP to promote partnerships with the private sector to bring marginalized groups into the workforce of the future. One of the participants in a very interesting panel discussion spoke of the need to draw on the world's collective brain to address development challenges. And to my mind, the SDG Impact Accelerator reflects exactly that kind of thinking, of drawing on the world's collective brain. The first round of the program, as Ambassador Altuk has pointed out, focused on challenges that Turkey is facing firsthand, owing to its generosity in serving as a host to almost 4 million refugees from Syria. By issuing an open call to the world's innovators and entrepreneurs, the SDG Impact Accelerator in its first round inspired a whirlwind of creative thinking around two crucial needs facing displaced people: sanitation and personal identification. For the second round, the focus has been shifted outward, calling on impact entrepreneurs to devise game-changing solutions to improve the livelihoods of poor people in Bangladesh and Uganda. We've seen the potential of this approach in the ingenious proposals for financial inclusion and digital agriculture that we've just seen presented by our 10 finalists. And I really have to say how impressed I am by those presentations. I think, as the previous speaker has said, every one of them is a very solid proposal and deserves support from funders and backers. The finalists, as has been mentioned, have emerged from a daunting selection process. From the initial more than 1,000 applications, that's been whittled down to 43 promising ideas, which were then further narrowed to 10, the top 10, through an intensive program of coaching, mentoring, and we really thank our network of mentors for their service in that process. So we've reached now Demo Day, D-Day, and it's time to name and congratulate our winners, with each startup receiving up to $100,000 to translate ideas into reality on the ground in Bangladesh and Uganda. But let me also take time here to congratulate all of the thousands of enterprising digital innovators who took part in the competition. In stimulating creative thinking and digital disruption, as we call it in UNDP, we believe that the process can be as productive as the impact of the winning proposals themselves. So let me conclude by thanking again the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Turkey for its embrace of the SDGs and the ideals of humanitarianism as core components of Turkey's foreign policy, and our partners from Bangladesh, Uganda, the UN Technology Bank, and the many, many, many committed participants in the entire Global Impact Accelerator network who have collaborated to make this program such a success. At UNDP, we look forward to building on this promise to address future challenges as we chart a course to an uncertain future, but reflecting always our shared commitment to leave no one behind. So thank you all once again. And now I think soon we can congratulate the winners. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Winton. Mr. Joshua Setipa, who is the Managing Director of UN Technology Bank, couldn't be with us today due to health conditions, so we wish him speed recovery. And that brings us to the announcement of the selected teams for implementation phase of financial inclusion cohort by Ambassador.
Jada, we have the video from Mr. Joshua Setipa. Would you like me to broadcast?
Jada, we can watch the video. Sorry.
Okay. Okay, so let's watch the video from Mr. Setipa.
Honorable Ministers, Ambassadors, dear colleagues and partners, at the outset, let me apologize for not being able to participate in real time in today's important meeting. As the Technology Bank, we're very happy to see that the selection process has been completed for the digital agriculture and financial inclusion startups for both Bangladesh and Uganda. As you know, the best startups were selected for the implementation phase after a fair and transparent selection process. We're also very happy to see that the selected startups are willing to collaborate with local partners and authorities. As you can imagine, it would have been very difficult to implement the selected technologies and systems without the involvement of the local startups and authorities. From the onset, it has been our belief that the SDGIA should contribute to building capacities of local startups and that the startups involved should, to the extent possible and subject to intellectual property rules, transfer their know-how and knowledge to local startup counterparts. With less than a decade to reach the 2030 goalpost, and in the context of the current global pandemic and its repercussions in the LDCs, we have partnered with the Turkish government and UNDP to accelerate our collective efforts towards the achievement of the SDGs. The Technology Bank, for its part, will continue to support this project throughout this implementation phase and is ready to learn from this experience for its future programs. The SDGIA projects are creating synergies with other activities of the bank, where the bank is partnering with the LDCs and other partners in identifying their technology needs and implementing technology development and transfer projects. I also wish to underscore that the selected startups, as well as the other startups who are part of this process, are now considered to be part of our growing network of partners and stakeholders in the LDCs, and we will continue working with them. This is a great learning experience for the Technology Bank, and we're keen to see the SDGIA process expanded to cover other LDCs. We're grateful to all our partners for the hard work they've put to get us to the stage, and we're excited about the next phase of this project. I thank you very much for your attention.
Again, speed recovery to Mr. Setipa. And now that brings us to the announcement of the selected teams for implementation phase of financial inclusion cohort by Ambassador Ms. Esenaltı, and then to Honorable State Minister Zunaida Ahmet Palak. Yes, Ambassador.
Yes, we are very happy to see so many startups from Bangladesh qualified for the Accelerator program. Now we come to the most exciting part, and now I will announce the first firm startup. It is Shatin. So sincere congratulations. We really congratulate them, a big success. And maybe Mr. State Minister, maybe you would like to announce the second team, please.
Thank you, Your Excellency. I would like to announce from the financial inclusion cohort names. So I'm really excited to declare the name of the winner. So I'd like to announce the second team is Bhalo from Bangladesh. Congratulations, many, many congratulations to Bhalo.
Thank you very much. And now the announcement of the selected teams for implementation phase of digital agriculture cohort. And again, I would like to give the floor to Ambassador Sesenaltı and then to Dr. Maxwell Otimonapa.
Yes. Startups in digital agriculture were also, as we have already shown in the presentations, very much qualified. Now I would like to announce one of the selected teams from the digital agriculture cohorts. It is Flamingo Foods. Sincere congratulations. And also Napia Farmers Market from Uganda will take part in the implementation phase, partnering with Flamingo Goods. So, Mr. Director, maybe you would like to announce the second team. The floor is yours, please.
Thank you. I believe this is me. It's been a long journey for the various startups. The journey that started last year. They went through a number of processes, and now we're reaching the D-Day. Ladies and gentlemen, excellencies, colleagues, I have the pleasure to announce one of the winners for digital agriculture, which is to be undertaken for Uganda. And I have the pleasure to invite you to appreciate Bolak, one of the winners for digital agriculture. Congratulations, Bolak.
Thank you, Dr. Monapa. So, congratulations to all the teams and also the winners, especially. Now I would like to give our startups the floor to share their feelings shortly. I will just tell the names of the winners, and we would like to just hear some words from them. So, Balo.
AJ, could you lead me on that so that I can give the floor to Balo?
They are rejoining the session as panelists now. They will be in shortly.
Hello, Seda. I missed you. Could you please kindly repeat?
So you're one of the winners. We would like to hear your feelings shortly.
Yeah, thank you very much to SDGIA for supporting us and trusting our capabilities. And we are confident that we'll utilize this opportunity to take things forward and contribute towards the betterment of our farmers in our country. And thank you, Pollock sir. It was great to hear that from you. I'm quite overwhelmed at the moment, and thanks everyone who supported us in our journey.
Thank you, and congratulations
Thank you so
again.
Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you. So now I would like to give the floor to Shadeen.
Hi everyone, Assalamu alaikum. Hope you guys can hear me okay. Thank you so much for this opportunity. It was a phenomenal experience that we had. We're very, very excited to be a part of the implementation plan. And of course, we're also excited to share the stage with Balo. Once again, this whole program was very game-changing for us. We learned a lot. We had great speakers, great partners, whether it be Bill and Melinda Gates, whether it be SBK Ventures. So again, can't wait to go and start the implementation plan and drive financial inclusion in Bangladesh. Special thanks to the ambassador and our honorable minister, Mr. Pollock, to help us through this journey and to walk us through the SDGI program. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Congratulations again. And then to Borlaug Web Services.
Thank you so much. This is Ayan. I'm at a loss of words right now, but we're truly privileged to be part of this this implementation, and we look forward to creating impact to the bottom of the pyramid. Thank you, SDGIA, and all the mentors, all the sessions that we've had. It was really an eye-opener for all of us. And to all the teams, everybody in this cohort was a winner. We had learned so much from our fellow participants in the cohort. So thank you so much. Thank you, His Excellency. We look forward to the implementation and look forward to your support. Thank you.
Congratulations once again.
Thank you.
And Flamingo Foods.
Thank you so much for giving this great trust to us. We really appreciate to choose Flamingo Foods. We thank you all who made this possible. I think there are so many involved, from the mentors, the project team, also all the state officials and so on. It's really a great pleasure for us to be chosen. We're really excited to start to bring our solution to Uganda, also to work with Mark from Nampia Farmers Market. So that's really amazing. Thank you so much who made this possible. And I promise we'll do our best to really bring impact to Ugandans and also to the region, and not just to get the grant, but also to really bring it back and give it back to those who it's meant to the farmers, to the consumers, and to make access to foods possible to every home. That's our goal. And thank you so much that you support us in that.
Congratulations. And last but not least, Nampia Farmers Market.
I don't know. I'm out of words, but I will try to really express my sincerity. And on behalf of Nampia Farmers Market, I'm extremely happy to be part of the implementation phase, and my sincere regards would go to UNDP Turkey, the team of mentors, and whoever has been part of our journey to this point. I'm really appreciative and happy on behalf of Nampia Farmers Market. And I'm just waiting to see the day when we begin implementing so that we can see more and more impact coming on the African land. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Congratulations once again. So here are our winners. And before closing our program, I would like to give the floor to our ambassadors in Bangladesh and Uganda. Mr. Mustafa Osman Turan, would you like to say a few words to us?
Well, thank you. This was an amazing program. Thank you very much for all the teams who have been working hard till this day. And their solutions are really capable of creating impact on the ground. And we as ambassadors and institutions behind this program, we will continue to support them. It has also given us an opportunity to get to know more about, for example, the Bangladesh startup ecosystem. And we will certainly try to create more collaborations. Not only between Bangladesh and Turkey, but also between the three countries, including Uganda. Thank you so much for everyone.
Thank you, Mr. Turan. And then to our ambassador, Kerem Ark, please.
Thank you very much, and thank you to all teams who have participated in this exercise. We have definitely profited from the expertise that they have brought to this forum, and we benefited very much from what they have shared with us. Congratulations to the teams that have been selected and those who have participated in this exercise. It has been very fruitful, and I wish you all the best from Kampala. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ark. So, esteemed guests, we have come to the end of our program. Congratulations to the teams selected and participated to SDG Impact Accelerator program. Besides our Accelerator team lead, mentors, and all who have contributed in the Accelerator program. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you. Thank you for organizing all of this.